Let's take a closer look at the new mask features in versions 2.8 and 2.9 of Color Finale 2 Pro, a color grading plugin for Final Cut Pro. The 2.8 update introduced the AI person mask, making many cases of what otherwise would be complicated and time-intensive masking and tracking processes a thing of the past. The 2.9 update includes the Publish Mask feature, allowing you to use masks and tracking created with Color Finale 2 Pro outside of the plugin itself. With this update, you can now apply Color Finale's powerful and flexible shape masks, complete with area tracking, to tasks beyond just color grading, such as building complex image compositions directly within the Final Cut timeline. In short, with these updates, you can do much more with Color Finale 2 Pro than just color correction and color grading. All the examples you will see in this tutorial are just some of the possible ways to use the new features. By the way, you can try all of this out for yourself with a free 7-day trial, link in the description. Let's dive in. As our first example, we're going to eliminate the red and blue glow from the skin in this clip. To do this, we're going to apply the inside-outside mask technique. First, let's create a group and add a mask to it. Creating a group from the get-go keeps things conveniently organized, and it means we only have to add a mask once instead of repeating it for every layer. As you can see, blue is present in both the face and in the background. Here, our new AI person mask comes in handy to separate the subject from the background. So apply this mask and change the display mode to mask input plus mask to see the result. There are several options to help refine the mask. For instance, to capture all the hair. Let's tweak the softness and blur the edges. Once we are satisfied, we can start to work inside the mask to correct the skin tone. Color Finale 2 Pro offers a lot of tools to work with skin tones, but for now, let's use the Shuffle tool. So the Shuffle tool lets you mix color channels by changing the amount of red, green, and blue each channel is made up of. This can allow us to achieve an accurate result faster. Now, we need only the controls on the right called the Channel Mixer. Let's work with the red, green, and blue channels to get that nice skin tone. Note that 2.9.1 brings an auto-normalizer to the Shuffle tool. Let us know in the comments if you want to know more about this handy feature. So, we got close to the desired look and we achieved a pretty good result, which we can always refine later using other tools. For example, to reduce the saturation if that's what the look calls for. While doing this operation, we also affected and effectively dyed the talent's hair. But no worries, we can easily fix this. We can just add an HSL mask and combine it with the current one. Let's pick the talent's skin. We selected not only the skin but the background as well. Simply change the mask mode from Add to Intersect to affect everything inside the person mask. The next step is to add a color wheels layer. Here, we're just going to adjust the shadows, the highlights, and saturation. Much better. Another option is to add a 6 vectors tool, but we're going to place it above our group to finesse the person's skin tone and to work with a global red, yellow, and purple hues and saturation. Take a look at the hair. In the end, we subtracted the purple color. So, the last step is to make our talent pop out. Let's add another 6 vectors tool inside the group and select Invert Parent Mask to work with everything outside of the mask. Now we can lower the luminosity of the blue channel. Done. Looking good. Now let's explore another new option for masks, which is the ability to cut them out and publish them on a timeline. Added in version 2.9 of Color Finale 2 Pro, it lets you publish any mask that's included in the Masks menu. For example, let's add a square mask to the clip. Publish mask in the Layers panel, then go to the inspector, find Mask Output, Cut Out. Now this square mask is separated from the footage. But one of the most interesting results you can achieve is by cutting out a person mask since this means you can avoid manually rotoscoping and tracking your on-screen talent. Here is a practical example of mask publishing. Besides just cutting out a character from the scene, a great use of this feature is to place text, such as movie titles or a graphic behind a character, like for example a weather report. To do this, you first need to duplicate the clip on the timeline by holding Option and dragging. Then apply Color Finality Pro to the clip at the top and do the same steps. Create a group, add and refine a person mask, select Publish, and then cut out in the inspector panel. Place your text in between the two clips. Easy. Here is another way you can use this feature. For example, let's apply the Bad TV effect, which comes natively with Final Cut Pro. You can apply it to the character or on the background instead. Apply any other effects to achieve interesting results. You can also try other effects as well. You can also duplicate the layer with a cutout mask multiple times to clone the character. For example, you can offset these layers by keyframing in the inspector panel. One more tip, and it relates to when a person mask is missing some details and additional options don't help refine the mask. Sometimes that can happen. It depends on the quality and the movement of the character in the original footage. So, in this case, we recommend using additional shapes to cover over problematic areas and to track them. Here's a quick example of how to use it. Here, the mask is missing some details between the headphones and the hair. Add in an ellipse mask and track it forward. Then, change mask mode to subtract. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to our channel and try everything you saw with the free 7-day trial of Color Finality Pro. And if you already have Color Finality Pro, don't forget to update to the latest version from the app when convenient. Bye bye.